I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you get educated about the show, you can click on that merchandise tab, take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are still available in our online store in 2024, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or plenty more examples. Something like 88 different items in our online store with our logo on it. We call them gimmicks. We also like to say that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Stick taps to everybody who's picked up some merchandise to start the year 2024. Social media is of critical importance as operations. Here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on X and Threads. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. So please take a second. It doesn't cost you anything, and it can help us out a long way by going to any of our social media platforms and giving us a follow, leaving us a comment, any of those things. Now, please, YouTube. This is of critical importance to the operation, so please go to YouTube and search Renegades of Puck and give us a subscription today. If you can, turn on those notification buttons as well. Get the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our preview and recap segments, all of our different interviews, and so much more right there on our YouTube channel. And we sure do appreciate everybody who has joined up lately, left us a comment lately. Sick taps, love, and respect to each and every one of you Renegades out there. The audio podcast can be found in numerous platforms. Thanks to the Full Press Predators podcast, the Full Press NHL Network. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and several other podcast platforms. Just search Renegades of Puck today in your preferred platform for local to global in 2023 and continuing the momentum into 2024. We're off to a great start. So again, stick taps, love, and respect to everybody listening and watching out there right now. Now, Venmo, that's how you can make a financial donation to the show if you would like. Just scan the QR code that's currently on your screen or search Renegades of Puck in Venmo. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, and we sure could use your support right now. As you've probably noticed over the last couple of shows, we've been struggling to keep the temperature at a reasonable heat out here in the studio, but we've been able to get the content done nonetheless. We are maintaining about 37 degrees at this moment in the studio, so every dollar right now is going towards building a new heating system for the winter and a new air conditioning system for the summer in our space that we call the bunker. So again, every dollar goes along with helping this independent operation, and we sure could use your support, Renegades. So again, that is Venmo. Just scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 857. That's right, time for show number 857. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves at fourth place in the Central Division after 44 games skated. They have a record of 24-19-1, 49 points, has them 8 points shy of a guaranteed playoff spot and 13 points shy of first place in the Central Division. We'll update the entire Central Division here in just a second. The Nashville Predators' next game will take place on the road, where they have a record of 11-8-1. They have 139 goals scored this season. They've given up 138. They have a goal differential of +1. The next game will take place against the LA Kings, first of 3 meetings this regular season. We'll zoom in on that matchup here momentarily. Let's update you on the latest Central Division standings. The Winnipeg Jets are currently in first place after 43 games skated. They have a record of 29-10-4, 62 points, has them 1 point clear of the second place Colorado Avalanche, who also have 29 wins but have played in 2 more games than the Winnipeg Jets. So the Winnipeg Jets hold all the tiebreakers right now. The Dallas Stars are in third place with 57 points, and then you'll find the Nashville Predators in fourth place with 49 points. So the Preds are 8 points behind the Dallas Stars, but currently holding a wild card spot and currently holding off the Arizona Coyotes, who are 4 points behind Nashville in fifth place in the Central Division. Now that we're going to start focusing more and more on playoff races, now that we're into the second half of the season, Preds will also face off against the Coyotes after this LA Kings game at the end of this 3-game road trip. The St. Louis Blues are in sixth place with 44 points, only 5 points behind the Nashville Predators. The Minnesota Wild are in seventh place with 41 points, and the Chicago Blackhawks are in eighth place with only 28 points on the season, only 13 victories so far. The Nashville Predators, I mentioned it already after they wrap up this game at Los Angeles. They will be in Arizona on Saturday. That is an afternoon start, so make sure you make note of that special start time. Monday, back home to face off against the Florida Panthers, and then immediately back out on the road on the 25th of January at Minnesota. On the 27th of January, back to Edmonton, and on the 29th of January, the Nashville Predators will be in Ottawa. Now, the regular season series between the Preds and the LA Kings, it's the first of three. I mentioned that part already, but the rest of these games will take place as follows. On January the 31st, the Preds will welcome LA into Bridgestone Arena. On February the 22nd, the Preds will be back in LA to take on the Kings. So the Preds will only host LA one time this season. Speaking of the LA Kings, they had a great start to the season, cooled off as of late, but still an overall very solid record on the season of 21-12-8. They have 50 points. That's 1 point better than the Nashville Predators. They're third overall in the Pacific Division. On home ice, 7-7-5, not the best record. They've scored 135 goals, which is impressive. They've given up 109. They have a goal differential of plus 26. They have quite a few good statistical metrics we're going to go over here in just a moment. After we talk about the most recent stretch of hockey, it was a 5-game road trip for this LA Kings team, and it did not treat them kindly. It was the 9th of January, and we saw a 3-2 overtime loss at the Tampa Bay Lightning. On the 11th of January, it was a 3-2 overtime loss at the Florida Panthers. On the 13th of January, 5-3 straight-up loss at the Detroit Red Wings. On the 15th of January, a 5-2 win at Carolina, the bright spot of the road trip. And on the 16th, a 5-1 loss in Dallas to the Stars. Talbot took the loss in that game in goal, 23 out of 28. When it comes to the rankings between these two teams, the updated stats for both of these squads, the Nashville Predators are generating 3.11 goals per game, which is 17th in the league, which is nice, but 3.27 is a whole lot better. That's 14th overall in the NHL for the LA Kings. In the goals against category, the Nashville Predators are generating or giving up 3.14 per game. That's 18th overall. The LA Kings impressively fourth best in the NHL, giving up only 2.56 goals per game. In the shots for category, the Preds generating 30.8 on net per game is 16th overall in the NHL. The LA Kings are generating 33.8 shots on net per game. That's third best in the National Hockey League. In the shots against category, the Preds at 30.2, 16th overall in the league. The Kings 27.6. That is a very, very good, low, and impressive number. That's third best in the NHL. When it comes to the special teams units, the LA Kings special teams are better than the Nashville Predators in several ways. 16th best power play, 21.2% conversion rate, 29 out of 137 opportunities is your raw data on the season. The Predators power play converting at 20.5% is 18th overall in the NHL, converted 31 out of 151 opportunities on the season. When it comes to the penalty kill, the LA Kings 87.2% is the best overall in the NHL. 16 power play goals against is the least amount of power play goals given up in the NHL. The Nashville Predators at 77.1% kill rate is 24th overall in the National Hockey League. They've given up 31 power play goals against. So when it comes to the top 6 metrics that we cover here in the breakdown and the preview, you see the LA Kings with 4 top 10 overall metrics in the National Hockey League and the first overall penalty kill. Now let's talk about the individual players and leaders on these teams. Start with the home team, Los Angeles Kings, and Anze Kopitar has had a very, very solid career, period, but has had a very good career against the Nashville Predators, no doubt about that. On the season, 14 goals, 25 assists, leading the team with 39 total points. He just continues to make it look so smooth and easy out there. Kempe had 15 goals and 23 assists for 38 points. Kevin Fiala, yes, that Kevin Fiala, 10 goals, 27 assists for 37 points. Moore is at 20 goals and 11 assists for 31 points. And Quentin Byfield, 12 goals and 18 assists for 30 points overall on the season. The visiting team, the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg, continue to pace the team in goals with 22 assists. He's second on the team with 26, and points first on the team with 48. So Forsberg continues to lead the Nashville Predators. It's 10 points separating first to second. O'Reilly in second on the team and scoring 16 goals, 22 assists for 38 points. And the captain, Roman Jossi's at 8 goals and 29 assists now for 37 points. Nyquist at 11 and 23 for 34. And Sissons 12 goals and 9 assists for 21 points. Talbot got the last start for the LA Kings. Took the loss, going 23 out of 28 and a loss in Dallas. Overall in the season, his record 14, 11, and 5, a save percentage of .915, a 2.43 goals against average with 2 shutouts on the season. UC Saros also got the last start for his team, his updated record, 17, 16, and 1, a 900 save percentage, 3.02 goals against average, also with 2 shutouts on the season. Preds' first of 3 meetings this season between the Preds and the Kings. It's going to be a difficult set of games. The LA Kings are a good, fast team with some good young scoring talent for the Nashville Preds. Need to come away with a much better effort than they had in their previous game against the Vegas Golden Knights. There's no doubt about that. This is a very tough road trip. This is the hinge game of a 3-game road trip. Next up is Arizona, which will be a pivotal Central Division matchup. These are all pivotal Western Conference games, though, when it comes to the playoff races. The LA Kings are currently in 3rd place, but could easily find themselves fighting it out with the Nashville Predators for a wild card later in the season. So the points between these two teams are incredibly important, as the Preds are going to find down the stretch. Points with all of the teams in the middle of the pack are going to be incredibly important. The Preds need to find a way to earn some points on this trip. Doing that in LA, starting it off there, would be just fine. Late start in LA for the local crowd here in Nashville. Early start on Saturday afternoon against Arizona. What a weird week-long 3-game road trip this is. That's going to do it for the preview segment of this. We got to go back and talk about the last game at the Golden Knights. We call it the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. We go all the way back to January 15th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were in Vegas to take on the Golden Knights for the first time this season. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combination of defensive pairings in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Trennan, Sissons, and Goryanov, Smith, Novak, and Evangelista, Parsonen, Karen, and Tomasino, Yossi and Fabro, McDonough, and Shen, Luzon, and Carrier. UC Saros gets the start on the road. It takes until 4:25 of the first period for Thompson to make his first save of the game. It comes on Philip Tomasino. It's the first shot on goal of the game. We go all the way to 6:44 of the first period before we get another shot on goal. Some low-event hockey here early in the first period. It's Thompson again coming up with a save on Goryanov at 7:17 of the first period. It's Thompson coming up with a save on the captain Roman Josi at 9:37. Thompson another save on the captain Roman Josi at 10:41. The first period, we find our first penalty, our first special team scenario of the game. It's Stevenson off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Alex Carrier. Thompson would come up with a save on Luke Evangelista. Thompson also would save on McDonough's long shot, but that long shot was very weak, and it was McDonough really just trying to freeze for an offensive zone faceoff before the end of the power play. The power play itself, not very strong. Some good zone time, but not a lot of good looks at the net. We're now at 14:51 of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on Peter Angelo. It's the first shot on goal of the game for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So the Nashville Predators held the Vegas Golden Knights without a shot for 14 minutes and 51 seconds to open the game. But at 15:25, not 30 seconds later, it's Stone getting his 13th goal of the season. It was a rebound put back, as for Nashville, Predators seem to lose the most elite goal scorer in this game somewhere in the slot. Don't quite know how that happened right there. Defensive zone awareness was lacking on this play, and attention to detail also lacking. Stone cashes in for his 13th. Vegas, that's a 1-0 lead on home ice. At 16:15 of the first period, it's Thompson coming with a save on Fabro. Trennan knocks the rebound out of the air just wide of the post. Great hand-eye coordination right there from Yakov Trennan. 18:27 of the first period. Saros coming up with a save on Korzak. That's going to wrap it up for the first period. The Nashville Predators outshoot the Vegas Golden Knights 8-5 in the first period, but it's Vegas holding a 1-0 lead. Vegas played a perfect first period against a road team coming in with a little bit of momentum. Survived, get the goal, go to the intermission. We start the second period on a clean sheet, and there's that guy again, Stone. He is one of the most elite goal scorers in the NHL, and he picks up his 14th second of the game. He was wide open, crashing down the backside of the post. Picks a different location this time, but the result is the same. The Vegas Golden Knights now lead 2-0 on Stone's 2 goals in this game. We are 1:48 into the second period, and it's Thompson coming in with a save on Dante Fabro at 2:28 of the second period. It's Thompson coming in with a save on Tommy Novak at 2:51 of the second period. UC Saros comes in with with a save on Haig at the 4:13 mark of the second period. UC Saros comes with a save on Alex Pietrangelo at 4:32. Thompson comes with a save on Philip Tomasino at the 6:10 mark of the second period. UC Saros coming up with a save. Then we find a penalty on the Vegas Golden Knights. It's going to be Stone at 6:53 off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. He's filling up all the boxes in this game. Nashville Predators looking for a much better effort on this second power play, and they are going to get us. Philip Forsberg absolutely engages immediately on this power play. Thompson has to stop Philip Forsberg not once, not twice, but 3 times before the end of this power play. Thompson would also have to come up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. 4 total shots for the Nashville Predators. Much better zone time, much better looks at the net, but the same result, unable to convert. We're now at 9:32 of the second period, and it's Thompson coming up with a save on Yakov Trenin at the 10:06 mark of the second period. UC Stars come up with a save on Cotter. We're now past the midway point of the game at 10:53 of the second. It's Thompson coming with a save on Philip Forsberg at the 11:12 mark of the second period. It's Thompson coming up with another save on Tommy Novak at 13:35 of the second period. It's going to be Carey off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. UC Stars going to have to come up with a big save on Dorofeyev on this particular power play. 16 minutes into the second period. It's Thompson coming with a save on Nyquist at the 16:57 mark. Saros comes with a save on Brisson as the teams trade back and forth chances here towards the end of the second period. At 17:22 of the second period, we find Luke Evangelista picking up his 9th goal of the season. He was working incredibly hard in the low slot area, fighting off the defender, gets free just enough to deflect this puck into the net after he wins that battle. Vegas still holds a 2-1 lead, but Luke Evangelista doing an incredible job right here, getting the Nashville Predators back in the game with his 9th goal of the season. 18:30 of the second period now. Korzak's off to the box, 2 minutes for high, sticking on Gurianov. Sissons, though, is going to be picking up a penalty almost immediately for tripping. That's going to create a 4-on-4 scenario. And that's where the Las Vegas Golden Knights are going to pounce as Stone picks up his 15th goal of the season. Yes, his 3rd goal of the game. He's got the hat trick. It's a wrist shot off of the rush. Another way of scoring, another spot in the net and scoring, but the same result yet again. 3 for 3 for Stone in this game. He's now got a hat trick. He's got 15 goals in the season, and the Vegas Golden Knights have 3 goals in this game, leading the Nashville Predators 3-1. That's going to do it for the end of the second period. Special team scenarios will carry over into the third. Shots on goal, 22-21. So Preds had 8 shots on goal after the first, 22 after the second. Vegas had 5 after the first period, 21 after the second period, and in much more high event hockey in the second period there compared to the first period. All right, we roll the sheet on over to the backside, and we go to the third period on the clean sheet. 47 seconds in. It's Thompson coming with a save on Nyquist at the 1:30 mark. Saros comes up with a power play save on Marchus. So the Vegas Golden Knights a short power play here after the 4-on-4 expires. At the 2:34 mark of the third period, it's Thompson coming with a save on Luke Evangelista at the 2:50 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Cotter at the 4:23 mark of the third period. It's Thompson coming up with a save on Philip Tomasino at the 6:01 mark of the third period. At the first TV timeout, it's Whitecloud off the box, 2 minutes for holding, giving the Nashville Predators a golden opportunity to jump back in this game. Thompson would come up with a save on O'Reilly almost immediately at the start of the power play. Then Thompson would come up with another save on Nyquist, and Philip Forsberg would, of course, dial in on this power play as well, as Thompson would have to come up with a big save on Philip Forsberg. At the 10:33 mark of the third period, it's Thompson coming up with a save on Tommy Novak's backhand. Tommy Novak, slick job right here off the rush, tried to go inside out. When he realized that wasn't going to happen, still drove to the net and made a strong move with the backhand. It was a more difficult save than it sounds. Thompson fumbled with the puck just a little bit, so a great job there by Tommy Novak, taking advantage of an opportunity and seeming like a harmless scoring play. 12:18 now of the third period, and it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Dorofeyev, a big-time save right here at the 12:26 mark. Saros, another save on Stone, so UC Saros does actually stop Stone at one point in this game. At the 14:01 mark now of the third period, it is Thompson coming up with a save on Yakov Trenin at the 14:53 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Howden at 17:08 with the extra attacker on. It's Thompson coming up with a save on Nyquist. The Nashville Preds would continue to get good zone time, but they would not be able to get any of their passes towards the interior between the 18th and 19th minute. We go to 19:01 of the third period, and that's where we find Thompson coming up with a save on Tommy Novak, and that would be the last save that Thompson would have to make in this game at 19:42. March or so would win the race down the ice, negating the icing, and he would fire the puck from a sharp angle into the empty net for his 18th goal of the season. That's an empty net goal, making the score of this game 4-1 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Drop the puck, academic from that point on. 4-1 is your final in this game. The Nashville Preds do outshoot the Vegas Golden Knights 35-30, and you've got to give credit to an elite goal scorer in Stone for scoring 3 of the 4 goals, everything but the empty netter for the Vegas Golden Knights. And you know what? You got to give a lot of credit to Thompson as well. 34 out of 35 in this game. That's a really good, strong performance by him in this one. And for the Nashville Predators, their inability to cash in the first period allowed the Vegas Golden Knights to play basically a cliche, perfect home game. The Vegas Golden Knights were able to withstand the pressure, withstand the surge at the beginning of the game. In the first 10 minutes, they didn't even generate a single shot on goal. But then once they were able to sustain that 10 shots and that first 10 minutes, then they were able to get themselves back out there on the rink, get themselves that first goal of the game. Then from there, they played from ahead, and Stone is just an elite goal scorer at this NHL level. So incredible effort by the Vegas Golden Knights. They played a very good, tight, professional home game, got a good game from their starting netminder Thompson, and their top goal scorer, elite goal scorer, does the job. Their captain led the way. So for the Nashville Preds, they fall 4-1 in this one. They outshoot Vegas 35-30, and for the Nashville Preds, they just could not seem to get the puck into the back of the net at certain parts of this game, and certainly that's what created the difficulties in coming back in winning this one. So for the Nashville Preds, a first of 3 on the road. This is a tough road trip. The Nashville Preds starting in Vegas, then going to LA, then going to Arizona before heading back home. That's a tough one on the first stop. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We'll be back with more analysis, box score, and other things on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. We've managed to get it up to 38 degrees in here with all the hot air that we are blowing here in the bunker. Let's get back to it. Let's talk about UC Saros in this game. Let's do some analysis. Let's give you some opinion, and let's get on through this next segment. 25 out of 28 for UC Saros this game. 3 goals against, and you know what? Stone just had his number scored 3 times in 3 different ways and did it seemingly quite easily, but he is easily one of the best goal scorers. To see that was Stone's first regular season hat trick, pretty remarkable right there, because against the Nashville Predators, he's always been an elite goal scorer, and I consider him to be an elite goal scorer at the NHL level. So he had UC Saros' number in this one, and you know what? There was something else. It wasn't that UC Saros played that bad of a game or he got lit up by one particular sniper. It was that he was outplayed by Thompson quite dramatically in this game. The shots on goal at the end of this game were 35 for Nashville. So Thompson had 34 saves, and Thompson was under siege the first 15 minutes of the game and held his team in it. We'll talk more about that before the end of it. But outplayed by Thompson, the sniper had his number, and Saros, it wasn't his worst game by any means, but it wasn't his best game. He would have had to steal this one because the team in front of him just simply did not have enough. The Vegas Golden Knights were ready for what the Preds had. Let's talk about a couple of different things here. Luke Evangelista picks up a goal in this game. It's great to see Luke Evangelista on the score sheet as often as he has been as of late. Went through that long drought without being able to convert. And now it's the level of work that he's putting in out there, and that's why he is earning these goals. Listen, on this particular goal, Luke Evangelista goes to the hard area. That's the first good thing that he does. And then he wins the one-on-one physical battle in the low slot area. That's the second good thing that he does. And the third good thing that he does right here, actually it's perfect, is the deflection of this shot. Just absolutely a great job by Luke Evangelista in every way, working incredibly hard, getting rewarded, picking up the goal in this game. It was the only goal for the Nashville Predators, and at least it would be a pretty one to look at. Roman Josi would pick up an assist on that goal, would also generate 5 shots on goal, and skate 27-48 in total time on ice. That is an incredibly high number. The captain, Roman Josi, picks up 1 more assist, then generates 5 shots on goal in this game. Alex Carey had the other assist and also generated 4 blocked shots in this game. Alex Carey working hard out there as well. Good to see Carey following up his game-winning goal in the previous game against the Islanders by picking up another point in this game. Hey, Alex Carey is not the most offensively gifted defenseman, but he has been chipping in as of late. And you want to talk about chipping in. Luzon, 2 shots on goal, 4 block shots, 12 hits in this game, a career high. He's running away with the league lead in the hits category. I've got to tell you, though, I think that that's a generous number. And when we go through the box score in a few minutes here, I'll tell you why I think that the 12 hits is generous. I think Vegas just likes to give hits out very easily. There was a joke I was going to make, but it's simply too cold to veer off into silliness right now. So Luzon gets awarded 12 hits for the game, but again, I think that's a little bit overinflated, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But great job by Luzon still. 4 block shots, 2 shots on goal, and he continues his improvement on this Nashville Predators team. Yakov Trent had 3 shots on goal and also was credited with 7 hits in this game to go with Schen's 6 hits and so many other people's. We'll cover that here in just a second, but that's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. The Nashville Predators were beaten in this game by a team that was more professional than them tonight, and they had a sniper ready to go, and the Preds struggled to find their offense against the goalie, who looked pretty good in this one. We'll continue breaking it down in the box score, the good cold hard numbers. Cold, that's exactly what the theme of this show is, because believe me, it is freezing cold out here. We've dropped down to 37 degrees again. I can't believe, what have I done? I've been just expressing hot air nonstop for the last 30 minutes or so, and yet we're losing temperature out here. Temperature outside also dropping rapidly. Expected to be the coldest night in our area for quite some time. Let's hear from our great friend Stripe Digital Solutions. We'll be back with the Renegades of Puck podcast. The box score. It's up next.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast, as I am actually beginning to lose feeling in my extremities. Let's go ahead and get to the box score. Luke Evangelista scores the only goal of the game for the Nashville Predators. That makes that category pretty easy to cover. When it comes to the assists, Alex Carey and Roman Josi, the only 2 to pick up assists in this game, because there was only 1 goal in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, a little bit more to talk about right here. The captain, Roman Josi, led the team with 5. Philip Forsberg also had 5. Tommy Novak had 4 shots on goal. Good to see Tommy Novak out there participating in the offense, and I did think that he was more noticeable. Had that nice move where he drove to the net, got the good backhand shot on goal. That's good stuff by Tommy Novak right there. Hope to talk about him more on the score sheet here coming up soon. The block shots category, Jeremy Lauzon had 4 in this game. That led the team. Alex Carey also had 4. They were co-leaders on the team. Ryan McDonough had 3. Gurianov had 3. Thought that was noteworthy to mention in this one. Now, here's the physical category, and I do want to single this out. There's like 2 rinks. There's probably more than that, but for sure I've noticed it's Florida and Vegas, where the physical categories seem to be fairly inflated, and it's just funny because it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Luzon had 12 hits in this game. That's a season high and a career high, and it helps with his league lead in that particular category. Hey, may help him in contract negotiations here in a couple of years, but I think these hits numbers are overinflated in Vegas. Luzon had 12 in this game. Yakov Trenin had 7. Luke Shen had 6. Parsonen had 4. Guryanov had 4. It just keeps on going like that to you get to 48 hits. The number 48 hits, I should have went back and tracked. I think that's probably got to be the highest number of the entire season in the physical category. So the Predators were awarded 48 hits in this game. 12 of them went to Jeremy Luzon. All right, enough fun with that. Time on ice leaders, it was Nyquist, 20-31 in total time on ice, leading all at the forwards. Philip Forsberg at 20-04. Ryan O'Reilly at 19-54. Down on the defensive side of things, it was the captain, Roman Josi, 27-48. That's an incredibly heavy workload, but nothing he can't handle out there. 21-29 for McDonough. All the other defensemen maintained time under 20 minutes. When it comes to special teams, the power play was 0 for 4. So all of these numbers you're about to hear, these are unsuccessful numbers. 423 time on ice for Philip Forsberg on the power play. 420 for Tommy Novak. 408 for O'Reilly. 405 for Sissons. 410 for the captain, Roman Josi. And again, they went 0 for 4 in this game. The penalty kill, though, 2 for 2. So let's give a quick stick taps and huzzah to Ryan O'Reilly for 105 and shorthanded time on ice. Also, Gus Nyquist for 102 and Cole Smith at 101 on the defensive side of things. Luzon and McDonough each with 145 in total shorthanded time on ice. Again, the PK perfect in this game, going 2 for 2. Other things falling out of the box score. No, I've done it again. I keep jumping over the goaltender. UC Saros, 25 out of 28, 3 goals against, 1 power play save, 1 shorthanded save, 23 even strike saves, an in-game save percentage of .893. And again, Stone had his number from start to finish in this one, just picking whatever spot that he wanted in this one for all 3, well, for 3 of the 4, the 4th goal being an empty netter at the end of this game. And the face-off winning percentage, 37.3% putrid. It has to turn around. O'Reilly, Sissons, McCarron, they're better. They're a better group than this. Their face-off winning percentage has been dramatically below 50% as of late, and they have to really fix that up the middle, because if you don't start the play with the puck, you don't start with possession, and it all goes downhill from there. The game is easier to play and it's easier to win when you start with the puck and you have possession of the puck. It's as simple as that. The Detroit Red Wings and their dynasty and so many other dynasties have taught us that throughout the history of this game. If you win faceoffs and you start with possession of the puck, you are going to be successful more often than not. So the Preds' faceoff winning percentage needs to turn around. It's in the pooper right now. 48 hits in this game. We already talked about that more than enough times. 25 block shots. I am happy to see that, though. The Predators sacrificing the body in this one, giving it up, making the sacrifice, and trying to will their team to a win in this one. But 25 block shots is nice. 10 takeaways, 5 giveaways. Always better to be on the positive side of takeaways and giveaways. Unfortunately, though, still a 4-1 loss in this game. Let's close this thing out. It's freezing cold out here. It's still 37 degrees. And I just need to say that Vegas played a perfect home game in this one. We've seen this model and this cliche play out so many times before. Road team comes in. They want to get off to a good start. They're very aggressive, and they put up a bunch of shots on goal in the first 10 minutes. They seem like they're buzzing, but they don't break through. The home team survives. And then the next 50 minutes of the game, things start to even out and even start to tilt towards the home team. That's exactly what Vegas did in this one, and they got an absolutely huge goaltending performance from Thompson, making 34 saves in this game. It was an outstanding professional played game by the Vegas Golden Knights. They simplified. They had a lot of injuries to deal with, and they just simplified the game, had a bunch of call-ups come in, and play a good professional routine hockey game on home ice. Weathered the storm for the first 15 minutes and then turned it around over the final 45 minutes and came away with a 4-1 victory in this one. There's very little to say about it. Preds will have 2 more opportunities to go up against the Vegas Golden Knights again this year. I look forward to both of those. The Preds need to bring a little bit more jam and a little bit more energy to that one, because the Vegas Golden Knights will play a system game and they will bring the energy, and that's exactly what they did tonight. LA is going to be a difficult game for the Nashville Predators. The Preds haven't seen this version of the LA Kings yet, and the Kings are a better team than they've been the last couple of years. We know they've had plenty of good youth, and they've been building towards that for some time, but LA is going to be a difficult game. In the Arizona Coyotes, that's going to be a pivotal Central Division matchup between 4th and 5th place. So this road trip is shaping up to be a very difficult 3-game road trip for the Nashville Predators team. So far, 2 points have fallen away. Let's see what they're able to do in LA and then in Arizona, and then we'll be able to determine if it was a more successful road trip. But this first night in Vegas, it certainly didn't go well. Extra day off. That'll give us a chance to do one extra show. We'll have an additional preview of the Kings before we get to Thursday night. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier, coming to you from an absolutely freezing cold bunker. Please, everybody be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets. Make sure you're bundled up. Make sure your house is all taken care of and you're all set to go. And check on your friends, check on your family, check on everybody around you. Make sure they're safe too. No renegade is left alone at this time of year. It's a tough time of year, so make sure you're taking care of each other out there. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.